everyone, I hope y'all are having a great day so far. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Katie. Today's video is going to be my loves and hates of movie adaptations. As I was going through my list, I realized I have read a lot of movie adaptations. Okay, so please excuse, I sound a little crazy in this video because I just got back from my vacation, so I was a little bit tired. I will be putting annotations in there to kind of explain things that I had kind of, messed up on a little bit in the video. Also, don't forget about my giveaway. Just check out my last video for details, and basically you have to be subscribed and then comment on that last video, a certain comment. So check it out. So these, I think there's 7 or 8 books, movie adaptations are some that I felt like I loved them or I hated them. And then of course you have the big ones that are great, but I don't really want to talk about those because I feel like, everybody's talked about those. So this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while because I just, like I've said in so many videos, I love movie adaptations of books. I don't know what it is, but I love them. Yes, I am aware there's a bunch of movie adaptations of books. I particularly only put adaptations of books that I've actually read, which makes sense to me, I think. These are my loves, my hates, the very first ones that came to my brain. Hopefully you haven't heard of some of them. You probably have heard of most of them, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is The Beautiful Creatures movie adaptation. I'm going to start out with movies that I hated and that I'm neutral about, but I respect because of how close they are to the actual book. And I'm going to talk about my loves. So my first hate was Beautiful Creatures. That adaptation was the absolute worst. The first thing that bugged me, and it made me not even want to watch it. I did not watch this, even though I love this series. I did not watch this for so long until my husband wanted to watch it. Main thing is, if you read the series, I believe it's very early on in the series that Ethan talks about, and I talked about this in my other videos, so as far as the synopsis goes. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers. If you haven't watched these or read these, go ahead and skip through some of the stuff. One thing that I really hated was in the the very beginning of the book. So both of his parents are scholars. I believe that they teach at the collegiate level, professors at the local college. And so one thing they always said, oh, this is set in the South. So one thing that they always said was, you will not have a Southern accent. You will absolutely not have a Southern accent. Every time you say a word wrong, you're gonna put a coin in a jar. So tell me why, when I was listening to the preview, the first thing I heard was, my name is Ethan White, and this is my story, and him just talking very Southern, and I could not stand it. It was just very Southern. I was like, okay, could you at least stuck to that one little part? What was the point of having him have a Southern accent? And also, Lena has a Southern accent, and she's not even from the South. So that just really bothered me. I'm not gonna lie. I met Kami Garcia last year at a book signing, and I didn't really think about it till after, but I want to know how involved she was in the making of that movie, because I just felt like that was just such a small thing that could have been changed, and it was what's the point? To me, clearly it wasn't that good. It didn't do well because there was only the one movie. Now, I think the casting was great. I thought Ethan, Lena, they were great. Jeremy Irons as Macon Ravenwood, good. I felt like the characters were very just surface level. They did not explore any of these. And, like I showed one time, they're very thick books. A lot of things were changed. Another thing that really bugged me was there was 2 characters I really loved, Marion and Emma. Another thing I want to say, so his mom had passed away, and Marion was his mom's best friend. She's also a librarian, and then after hours, she is the librarian over the Luna Library. I think that's what they call it. But it's the Castor Library that she is in charge of. So it's her mom's best friend. I really liked her character. And then you have Emma, who's his housekeeper slash, I don't know. She's a very motherly figure to him. But in the movie, they kind of push the 2 characters together. And Viola Davis plays her. So it's they had such a good cast. It was very stacked. Also, Zoe Dutch is in there, and I freaking love Zoe Dutch. I'm gonna talk about her later. It's like, it was so stacked. There was so many good people. You just kind of like ruined it. It was not good to me. I was very unhappy with it. I would just give this up because it didn't go along well with the book. And there was just a lot of stupid changes that just did not make any sense to me. I can't even watch it. I can't even, but love the books. The next one I want to talk about is the Mortal Instruments series. The Shadowhunters, Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. I'm talking specifically about the movie with Jamie Bell and Lily Collins, not the series. I'll talk about that in a second. I don't really have like a lot of reasons to dislike this, except for the fact that there was a lot of changes for the story. Not really the story, but more of like the timeline of the story. There was things that were from the second book. It just didn't like fit the timeline. There was like things changed, which a lot of the stuff that was changed added to like the cinematic value. But then you lost a lot of like the magic in there. You lost some of the stuff that was like kind of interesting. Yes, it would have been hard to play on screen and it might have been cheesy, but like you lost some of that. As somebody who really enjoys the books, it probably wasn't as bad if you haven't, you know, read the books. Jace, I don't know. I always thought he was just like a really sexy character, very like a strong man. And then you have Jamie Bell playing him and he's just like a skinny mini, a little stick. And I don't know. I don't think they talk about how like his body being particularly bulky in the books. I can't remember that. I mean, could you got a man with a little bit of like meat on his bones? I mean, dang. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. If you haven't read these books, basically at the end of the first book, you find out that Jace and Clary are brother and sister. So you think. So the reader is reading this thinking that going into the second book. There's no like, oh, well, it might be. No, that's what you think. Of course. And there's like 7 books. You most likely come to the realization that they probably aren't related. In the movie, and I guess it's to appeal to a larger viewership, there is a conversation that they're gonna trick Jace and Clary into thinking they're brother and sister, so that you know there was gonna be a second movie that they weren't really brother and sister, because clearly they were love interests in this book. I mean, in this movie. I just actually rewatched it just to kind of refresh my memory and hated it. The cast wasn't bad. Cersei from Game of Thrones is in there. Gosh, I cannot remember her name. Leah something or other. She's in there. I don't know. It was good to me. Like, that casting was good, but they just couldn't pull through for me. Now, I also want to say these are my personal opinions. Some people may hate these movie adaptations, especially going into more of my love movie adaptations. Like the first 2 are like universally like panned, not very good, because clearly there's only one of the series. Oh, also the Shadowhunters series, I've tried to get into, but they do a lot of significant plot changes to my knowledge. I just couldn't get into it. I always say I'm gonna pick it back up because the man who plays Jace, now that's a freaking Jace. That's a freaking Jace. His name is Dominic Sherwood. That man is Jace. He is fine. If you are looking to get into more of a like Mortal Instruments, I would suggest watching Shadowhunters. There was only 4 seasons and they kind of like had to smush everything together because they got canceled. So I'm assuming the last season wasn't that great. I really need to pick it back up. I think I'm just in like a boring part of the series because I'm still only in season 1. Okay, number 3, After. Now, I don't think that people hated this one as much as I personally did not like it, because there's clearly a second one coming out. And I think there's a lot of things that go along with that. The fact that it was like an independent release, and also that they didn't have as much money that they put into the actual production versus how many people saw it, led to the fact that there was going to be a second movie. Not necessarily that like the movie was great or anything like that, but also it just had to do with like the money that they were making, because it was just such a low overhead, I assume is what happened. And I've watched this twice. I will watch this movie. The first 2 I will probably never watch again. This one I may watch again, and I will watch After We Collided. Now, there's a few reasons why I dislike that. My main reason I do not like this one, the whole storyline is that there's a secret. Of course they're like so back and forth, and but there's this secret that Hardin is keeping from her. You're just trying to figure out this whole entire time, and there's these minor characters that are kind of a part of it, and she's just very confused. Well, the secret in the book, spoilers, is that he was bet that he could sleep with her and take her virginity. That was the bet that went on between him and his friends, which is recorded, which I think is far more sinister than the bet that was in the movie. Like I said, this is probably like more of a universal sort of, I guess it's probably a little bit too jarring For a movie, you want people to like Hardin, right? He bet in the movie that he would make her fall in love with him, which is kind of like, you can't really prove that. One thing I did enjoy, I will say, is that Hardin's character is a little bit sweeter in the movie than in the book. In the book, ooh, there was so much back and forth. You were just like, I don't know if I like him. I don't know if I love him. I don't know if I hate him. In the movie, he definitely is a little bit more of a softer character. But there's also just some plot differences. But I know Anna Todd was very involved in this movie. So it probably just made sense putting book to like screen some of these changes. I like the guy who plays Hardin. I like the woman who plays Tessa. Number 4. Now, this is one of the movies I'm very neutral about, but I can respect how closely they are to the book. Gabriel's Inferno. Now, this is a whole nother topic that I could probably do a whole nother video on. I do subscribe to Passionflix. If you read romance novels, you most likely know that there is a streaming service called Passionflix where they do a lot of movie adaptations. Aftershock, Afterburn is another one I've seen, which is very close to the book, but I also didn't like the book, so I wasn't gonna like the movie. Drive is a movie adaptation that they do there. Hollywood Dirt. There's a whole bunch, like there's a Jennifer L. Armentrout one that I'm really about. I'm ready for it to come out. I don't know if it's in production just yet. Wicked, I'm excited for that one. But Gabriel's Inferno, now the reason why I liked it is because it is very close to the actual plot, right? I love the actor who plays Gabriel. Now, one thing I not enjoy about all these movie adaptations on Passionflix is sometimes the guys really just aren't that attractive. In my opinion, especially I think it's the Protector, that dude, no. Not attractive. Like, don't watch The Protector. His body wasn't right. You know, the male love interest in these books, they gotta be good looking, especially if they're taking their shirt off. I'm sorry, like, if that offends you, but he just was not for me. Person who plays Gabriel, his name is Giulio Bariti. I think that's probably how you say it. He's Italian. I really liked it. I don't love the woman who plays oh my god, I just forgot her name. I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm sorry, I'm beyond. If you read Gabriel's Inferno, you know her name. Gosh, Juliet. He calls her Juliet. It's weird. But anyway, that was one of my very first romance novels I actually read. It's very accurate because they split it up into 4 parts. So there's gonna be a second part, a third part. I don't know when it's coming. Yeah, if you're interested in more of my experience with Passionflix, let me know. And no, if you're watching this and you are not familiar with Passionflix, it's not XXX, okay? It's just movie adaptations of romance novels. Next. Now this one is probably a little bit controversial. I personally like it just because I love the setting, but Fallen. Now I've said before I did not enjoy the series, but I don't know why. I'm just all about the movie. I bought it because it was on Hulu for the longest, and it's one of those movies like I could watch while I'm reading a book, and it just felt like, I don't know, it's very gothic. I don't know, like the setting, I don't know what it is. I really like the woman who plays Luce. I really, really like her. I thought that she's cute. I don't know, it's kind of boring, but it's very accurate. I don't know why it just speaks to me, but it really does. I love the movie. I don't know why. It's cheesy, but I love it. I don't really have any other specific reasons, which is terrible. I liked it. My second favorite, and this is another one that is universally panned, nobody really liked, but I did, the Vampire Academy movie adaptations. I don't know why I liked it so much. I can't explain to you, but I love it. First of all, I think one of the main reasons is Zoe Dutch. She plays Rose, and ooh, I just love her. I think she's so beautiful. I don't know what it is. I just think she's so beautiful. She is so good at playing Rose. Also, the guy who plays Jace in the Shadowhunters series, Dominic Sherwood, he is one of the love interests of her best friend Lissa. So he's very attractive. Also, I think he's in, not Wildest Dreams, what is it he in? The Style video from Taylor Swift. He's got 2 different color eyes. Love him. I think I just really liked the characters. I liked the casting. Except for Dimitri, that guy's hair was kind of odd. I loved it. If you didn't, I understand. Like, don't come for me. I completely understand if you didn't love it, but I don't know. I really liked it. Okay, so the last one I think a lot of people loved. I just love the adaptation for so many reasons. It actually, I started reading the books because I watched the adaptations. To All the Boys I Loved Before. I don't know if it could get any better, honestly, as far as like movie adaptations goes. There's a few things I didn't like, especially in the second one. P.S. I Still Love You. Yes, there is a lot of changes, and I'll kind of talk about that. I don't know, the casting was so good. Noah Centineo, I don't know how to say his last name, is so good. And the actress who plays Largene, oh oh my god, I just said that so Southern. Laura Jean. She is also just very cute. I love the actor who plays Kitty. I love that Aiden plays the dad. John, whatever, I don't know. I always think of him as Aiden from Sex and the City. The only things I felt like were different is that Kitty's a lot less annoying in the movie versus the book. Oh my god, in the books it's like, Kitty, chill out. But she acts like her age because clearly she's very young. Peter is just not as sweet, I would say. Maybe because I listened to this on an audiobook in the books, but it's very accurate. I don't know, Noah Centineo, oh my god. I don't know how to say it, somebody let me know. But yeah, he just brings like this sweetness, like a little puppy dog to Peter Kay. Now, P.S. I Still Love You, the second book in the series, did not love as much, mainly because I felt like there was some significant changes, and it may have to do with like the viewership. First of all, there's like this big secret that's really not super addressed in the second movie. Peter Kay is hiding from Laura Jean, having to do with gin. So there's this big secret and she's so confused and there's this back and forth and you're trying to figure it out, and that's kind of like what pushes her more towards John Ambrose McLaren. There's also like a cuter sort of build up with her and John Ambrose McLaren. Another thing I really missed was Stormy. She's in the movie, but what you don't know, maybe because they wanted to have Jordan Fisher do John Ambrose McLaren, and he was good. I love Jordan Fisher. If you haven't watched the new movie from Netflix, Work It, with Jordan Fisher, good. He's very cute. John Ambrose McLaren is Stormy's grandson. So it kind of like plays into it, and that's how they kind of met, reignited. But I don't know, that was my only thing, and I really just didn't like, and Stormy is such a good character, and it's kind of just, I don't know, it was wasted. And the actress who plays Stormy is also very good. I don't know her name, but she's very good, and so it kind of just, it fell flat for me there. I felt like there was a lot of things missing, but I didn't hate it. I'm excited for the third one, but the first one of that, To All the Boys I Loved Before, good. Very, very good. Those are my personal favorites. Of course, I have read, you know, Divergent, Hunger Games, Harry Potter, Girl on a Train, all of these sort of books. I just felt like they were kind of boring and didn't really need to be involved. Now, if you want to know my thoughts on those books, let me know. Those are more sort of like, a few of them are dystopian, a few of them are more mysteries. So if you want to know my thoughts on those books, let me know. But these were like my loves and my hates and the first books that came to my mind when I wanted to do this video. So comment down below your favorite movie adaptations of your favorite books, because I'm interested to watch more. Like I said, even if it's cheesy, I'm always gonna kind of like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope that you enjoyed this video and have a great day.